Due to adult language, themes, and images, I'm gonna warn you, don't have your children around. Please don't let your children hear the language. Please, viewers' discretion is advised. I gave you a warning. Now let's get into the show.
Is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it. This is the family and my family entertainment and his team no sleep. Flossy high and yeah we made it. The haters keep on hating on the songs that we be making, and I heard they want my soul. Illuminati wanna take it.
CEO, bullshit, paying for the pussy, I endorse it. Riding through the city, that's my office. So much money that you gon' need a forklift. Forget all rapping and riddles, click louder your
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because somewhere around the world it is truly what time it is, and I'm your host, the dopest political analyst on this planet, and the most feared former congressional and senatorial candidate of these United States. Antone Tucker, Tony Montega, Tone Montega, a.k.a. The Truth, a.k.a. The Threat, a.k.a. The Legend, a.k.a. Neo, and I'm here with you and we're free. From the Matrix. Thank you very much for plugging in with me today. Shout out to you. Let's give you a round of applause. Yeah, we got to give all you guys a round of applause. It's good to be back. It's good to be back on YouTube. We got over 18,000 subscribers on here, and instead of letting the channel go to waste, instead of letting the machine defeat us, we're coming back here to kick butt. What you see here on the screen is the Echelon platform. I don't ask anyone for anything, but if you decide that you want to support, if I don't donate, go to the Echelon platform and do me a favor. Go purchase one of our Montega Varsity shirts. Go purchase something from the Charlie Kirk line. Proceeds from that definitely will go to Turning Point USA. And when you purchase something from the Montega Varsity line, when you purchase a coffee mug, when you purchase anything, partial proceeds goes to Gold Star families. This isn't about me getting rich. This is about me trying to do the best that I can with my platform and try to help the people that I feel deserve the help from my point of view from the most. I'm fortunate enough to have access to a great deal of many things. And my beautiful loved one over here, head doctor of the medical practice, she gets to talk to so many veterans every single day. So many people who have sacrificed life and limb and even family relations and friend relations to serve their nations. And the best thing I can do is, man, I can't fight with them. Their fight is done, you know. As far as we can do is we can try to give them the help we can medically, but what I can do on my end is make sure that their families are still represented and make sure that I do my part. So whatever it is that I can give, I will give it. And that's just from the bottom of my heart. So you can go to the Echelon platform right here on the screen. See, I have it propped up here, all nice and beautiful for you. I need a bling button so it can go bling. When I do this, this is bling. We have to add that to production. So I can go bling like this, and then it's just like stars come out, and then you just see how beautiful it is. So yeah, so shout out to you guys. And why am I so excited? Because Donald Trump he's kicking donkey, you know? He's kicking donkey. Some people is like, oh, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. All right, look, let me put this in perspective for you. He hasn't been there for 2 years. He hasn't been there for 2 years. Majority of the people who voted for Donald Trump voted for the border, economy, law and order. Border was probably the first in everyone's choice of what it was. And then the second was the economy. Or it could have flipped. It could have been back and forth. As far as the economy is concerned, inflation is down, whether people want to admit it or not. Yeah, we have issues because China wants to destroy the United States of America. I don't know how you want to look at it, but I'm not going to look at it in any other way. And maybe I can get into a spill on that. Let's check our time. China wants to destroy the United States of America. There are people here who complain and cry and say, well, things will cost more. And yeah, it will. I'm not even going to lie to you. Some people will say, oh, you could afford to do this. And doesn't matter if I can or can't. I don't want to. But if I have to, then I have to. The most important thing is making sure that you have a country. If someone can tell you when to go to sleep and when to eat, you're not definitely free. You don't have freedom of movement or freedom of choice. You don't have the opportunity to succeed. And this is what happens in China. The problem is very greedy people allowed China to build their military and their economic success off of us, while majority of Americans got obese, lazy, and started to hate their country. Pretty much everything, even in front of me, I'm quite certain has been made in Taiwan or China. And that's a problem. It's a problem when you're somebody who wants to maintain your nation. We don't need help from anyone else. Before we were booming, we had our own Panasonic. You know, these people who came in and Sony when they came in, yeah, they came in, but they had to pay. And they at least at that time, they respected the American way. And things have changed. You have Sony pushing homosexual content on a child's game. Spider-Man Miles Morales is just a drop in the bucket. In this time, Donald Trump has exposed Big Pharma. Whether he has a relationship with them or not, I'm sure he doesn't want to destroy a whole company. But I still believe that we all should demand accountability. We all, every last one of us, to him, to the top, so he hears our voice. All of us together should be saying, no, you should start prosecuting these people too. But what I will say is this. He exposed it. They can no longer force you to do anything. They can't give your kids 70 some odd crazy shots. Donald Trump administration is the first administration to inform you that they're giving your kids autism. The taking Tylenol while you was pregnant was causing autism. Something right off the shelf. In my opinion, and everything that I say is my opinion. It is not the opinion or views of content contributors of this platform and or the owners and producers of the Echelon platform. I'm only responsible for the Montega podcast, and what I say is Tony Montega. So I just want to make sure that I say that, and I will reiterate it later on today, but I need to make sure that I say that and I express that everything that I do play today on this platform will be in fair use. But back to the critique. Not only did he expose that they was giving your kids autism, not only did he do that, he told you that they was purposefully making the kids ignorant. I want to use a total different description for what they've done to these children. But due to the fact that I am well aware of the consequences of censorship and people who do not like blunt force trauma with words, I will be as delicate as I possibly can be. They felt the children purposefully. We've produced more ignorant children than we have successful children. And it's been done and put there by design. And Donald Trump has exposed it and now is giving parents the opportunity to have funding so they could homeschool. Also, he exposed one of the major things. The fact that they were taking money from every single last one of us, paying for their own campaigns to pay themselves salaries, enriching themselves, creating non-government organizations that's funded by the government, and then funneling money through this and other frivolous ass ideas so they could put the money in their pockets. That's the reason why they don't have any money now. When you look at the No Kings protest, you know what you don't see there? Black people. Well, sure, I'll have black people online, and some people will say some very disrespectful things, but I'm not upset with them because their worldview is their worldview, and they're just looking at things and how they see things. And I'm not asking them to do any research. I'm not asking them to do any heavy lifting, because why should I ask them to do anything? They haven't done it for themselves already. I'm only coming from a place of knowing better. I'm only coming from a place of not being a man who loves to hear himself or is only comfortable with the world, so as long as it's the world that I'm comfortable in. I was always the type of man that went into a room where I knew people didn't like me or don't like me, and I'm going in there anyway because you are not going to feel comfortable before I feel uncomfortable. So I'm not asking them to do any research. I don't need them to do any research. But trust me, I got to hear both sides. And when you sit there and you tell them it's been both sides, it's hard for them to believe that all of a sudden there's going to be Republicans who are going to fly straight. There were a lot of Republicans who weren't flying straight because they were being blackmailed. Consequently, I wish things could be different, and I wish some things could be exposed to a degree that could be palatable for everyone. But it's just realistically speaking, there are people who are not intellectually sophisticated to be able to take that information and still conduct themselves as citizens. And I believe there's more people who can than can. But why even risk it? But you know for a fact that they were experimenting on the population. We all know they experimented on the population. They just recently did it. And he exposed that too. And we as a people all should be screaming to the high heavens. Bring Dr. Fauci in front of Congress and ask him specific questions. Make sure that he answers them specifically because he has a part. And the people who were involved in whatever it was that, because I mean, they created it. They got money to release it. I mean, that's my opinion. So the people who were involved should be prosecuted. Something like that should never happen again. It was done by design. Of course, we know who's at fault. It was preposterous to believe that a government that once bombed its own town, sprayed its veterans with Agent Orange, and it radiated children in the South. I mean, you name it, they've done it to the population. That's been used in abortion to experiment on fetal tissue so they can make facial creams and stuff out of foreskin. What I can tell you, yeah, we did the towers. We did the COVID, but made sure every single media outlet and platform where you could voice your situation, that you were censored, because it wasn't the platforms that were censored. It wasn't the platforms that were doing it. It was the government that was doing it in concert with the pharmaceutical companies. They allowed it to happen. Big Pharma is not. These people are not tough. We have the ammunition, we have the firearms, we got the jets, we got the planes, we got the boats, we got the tanks. We got the most trained, badass eliminators on the planet. We're not scared of Big Pharma. What do you think that they're doing that we're not allowing them to do or telling them to do? So no, I wasn't surprised when we didn't get the Jeffrey Epstein files. Because I knew at that moment what happened. The government stopped the deep state's ability of blackmailing them. They stopped foreign governments' ability to blackmail them. And Mr. Epstein was CIA, and he was Israeli intelligence. And it would be ignorant for me to believe that a country that has purposefully divided its population, purposefully drugged its population, purposefully waged wars against its own population on purpose, will be forthcoming about that. Because those things that I named wasn't the country. It wasn't you and I. That wasn't our idea. The money that contribute to those things, even though it came directly out of our hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, we didn't ask for it. There was a shadow government running every single aspect of this nation. And people are so used to how fake it was, it's hard for them to believe that somehow, in some way, shape, or form, something is going to change. Because they're so used to everything the way it is. There's nothing dramatic happening. There's no big explosions, no big fireworks. And because of it, people are denouncing Donald Trump or even believing that there will not be any justice. And I'm going to tell you this. James Comey is currently indicted. Letitia James is too. I believe Fannie Willis will be eventually. The dumbass with the mustache, he's indicted. Brandon, all of these guys. Christopher Wray, how do you think it came out that there was 200 and something people there? Why do you think that they said that he lied? Why do you think that this happened? This happened because there are people who are going to be indicted. And you don't have to take it from me. I'm going to play something here from someone that I feel has been very credible and who has been very honest and who has been very loyal to Donald Trump from the very beginning. That's right, our boss lady, John Bolton. The only way to defeat your enemy It's not to not let your enemy know that you're fighting them. For some people out there who believe that something is running Donald Trump or has ran Donald Trump, it's hard when you play chess because the idea is to let your opponent believe that they're winning. But there can't be a new world order without funding. USAID has been removed. There can't be a new world order without the indoctrination of the children. It stopped. And for some people who believe that Donald Trump has sold himself or sold out, I mean, you guys, a lot of you guys have some things that I believe is credible to question, but I believe that we're forgetting a whole lot about what the real world looks like. And just as easy, everything could turn around. This is somebody who has been passionate about trying to change things to the best of his ability. He is not a king. He is not Superman. Bullets don't fucking bounce off of him. Excuse my French. And he is forced to actually deal with the cards that he was dealt. Now, what I asked for was for the children to be safe, which he's done. I've asked for the border to be closed. He's done that. I've asked for him to work to fix the economy. He's doing it. This is not some shit he's going to do in just 9 months. I don't like the involvement of a lot of nations. Pick one, name one. I feel all of them. I feel before we give money to any of the country, I don't care what the nation is, we have a ton of shit here we should fix first. I am an American first American. But I also know there are killers outside of these walls. And we have to be friends with other killers, no matter how much we like it or not. I come from a very realistic place of knowing. The reason why I have such a disposition towards people who are illegally here is because during my incarceration, what I've learned, even though it was forced segregation, they want it that way anyway. The reason why you didn't see blacks at that so-called whatever that was because blacks aren't stupid. So when the food stamps go down and you can't use your EBT cards, remember, it was the Democrats that shut down the government because they care more about having illegals here so they could siphon votes out of and have bullshit seats because they really don't have power. Look, they don't have money. They had packs of Q-tips outside and used false footage, making you believe that there was tens of thousands of people there. Lucky if they had 1,000 people there. They make it seem big. But it wasn't. And they had to use all of the televisions, Jimmy Kimmel, everywhere you could. They promoted that shit like the Super Bowl. And they had to. And the only people that came outside were seniors, people who were in their 50s, and the people who I believe are not technologically advanced. People who do not do research, people who turn on the television and they believe what they hear from the programs that they've been trained to watch and listen to every single day that they've listened to almost their whole entire lives. And I don't fault them. I don't fault any of the people that were outside. But when you go to the majority of them and you ask them a single question, why are you outside? No one has a single fucking answer. Now, to end the show off, I'm going to play somebody who's going to say something. Because I could have told you that they're investigating Barack Obama, that everybody is currently being investigated in Florida right now. I could have said that and people would say I'm lying. People would say it's not true. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to play somebody else so they can tell you themselves.
All the way up to the top, to President Obama, to Vice President Biden, to Hillary Clinton, Comey, Brennan, Clapper, so many players within the Obama and Biden administration. And I think also includes the lawfare Democrats, these prosecutors who coordinated with the Biden White House to bring these indictments against President Trump.
And there's also a grand jury being prepared right now, right?
There is a new grand jury in Fort Pierce, Florida, and that would be a good place to do this grand jury investigation for what they did to President Trump.
In Fort Pierce, Florida, there's currently a grand jury convening, and this is the reason why you've seen Barack Hussein, Barry Soto Obama on a podcast looking very defeated, a shell of himself, not confident at all. He was sinking in that chair. No man of power, no man of stature, no man of confidence allows a chair to eat him like that. Even me, having a super bad posture, trying to fix it, I'm always trying to sit up straight. That man sat in there with his arms folded in, his legs crossed. That when you see someone's body reaction that way, what you're seeing is someone who is not comfortable. He is not comfortable because his world's going to come to a crash. Will Barack Hussein Obama go to jail? Will Barry Soto go to jail? I don't know. I do know that he's going to be exposed, and it's going to be hard for him to show his face. I do know that the people who did this shit is going to get exposed, and it's going to be, people are salivating for something. The only way to stop the Mockingbird media from doing the bullshit that they've been doing for the Democrats is to actually put their people up there and expose their shit. This is just the way that you do it. It's being done so quietly that no one is talking about it. No one is talking about the grand jury that is convening in Florida right now to lock Barack ass up. All of those so-called prosecutors that they was firing and they left and everything else, the reason why they fired people is the same reason why they took security clearance away from these individuals that got indicted. It's because you ain't going to be sitting in the DOJ's office while they're sitting there about to jam your ass up too. They know that January 6th was an inside job instigated by our government. There are going to be a lot of things, and you don't have to believe me. Hey, you don't have to believe me. The one thing I do believe, though, is the things that come out of Donald Trump's mouth. And the things that come out of that man's mouth. Because when he told Letitia James, he said, "Yo, fat ass," what did he say to your fat ass? What did he say? He said, yeah, didn't he say that to her? Excuse my language, but that's what he said. Oh, he wasn't playing because it happened. And there is a grand jury convening right now about an ongoing conspiracy to defraud the American people, to interfere with the 2020 elections, the 2016 elections, the 2024 election. An ongoing criminal conspiracy of espionage. Hey, what's good with you, conservative girls? I wonder how much is going to get out. How much will come out? The little boy drowning in like 3 feet of water. Barack was there, type weird shit. I wonder how much is going to get out. Because although they're not going to use them files, because they're not going to have people exposed, everyone exposed. No, they're not going to do that. There are so many other ways to go after these people, and it appears to be that they're going to do just that. I got to go, you guys. I'm past my time. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay American. And remember, it's both sides, two dirty wings in the same dirty, dirty, dirty bird. Stick around for our sponsor, Smile Doctor, located in Austin, Texas. If you want to smile like I smile and you're in Texas, you better mosey on down.
I've been a patient here now for close to a year. I wanted the best care. I wanted consistent care. Sometimes you can go to places and when you do the reviews, you'll see, oh, you know, it's okay. If this person is working, it's bad. But when you check the reviews on the Smile Doctor, it's all positive. As soon as you walk in the door, I was always made to feel like I was a priority. We can give you a great experience The televisions on the ceilings almost give you a euphoric flying feeling. They find out what music you like. So even the music of choice that you do like, it's playing when you walk in. I had a debilitating tooth issue that was actually going to start eating away at my bone marrow. And Dr. Reed caught it very early on. He removed the bad tooth. The surgery was easy, it was painless. I have 2 brand new teeth, and like I said, they're very attentive. So they're gonna measure your discomfort, they're gonna measure what pain you may have, and they're gonna deal with it. It's just a beautiful and positive environment. The experience here is unlike anything else I've ever went to, and I just encourage anybody out there, if you're watching this, come see the facility. Come listen to how quiet it is. Come listen to how happy the people are when they're exchanging words to each other. Come experience what it is to actually come and smile with confidence. Come to the Smile Doctor.